All right, let's talk about Bad Blood. This was a fantastic pay-per-view. Bar none, might be the best one of the year. Might be, but let's get into it. Before we get all into this, make sure to put down in the comments below what you thought about Bad Blood. I'm going to be talking these out of order because I have some matches I have a lot to say about, some I don't. So that's why they're going to be all over the place. We're going to start with Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. I feel like this was a standard match that you could have seen on any episode of Raw, which is not a bad thing. I do think it was needed because there was so much happening on this pay-per-view that we just needed a match to be like cut, dry, simple. Nothing crazy is going to happen here. So now, if I remember right, I had Damian Priest winning. I can't actually remember now, even though I just recorded it like yesterday or something like that. But it was, I can't remember. Finn Balor, Damian Priest, I don't really think it mattered. This match really didn't matter. But like I said, it was needed. Kind of like a cool down match for everybody. Of course, Judgment Day gets involved. But Damian Priest does come out on top, which I'm not sure was the right decision. But who knows where he's going to go. Maybe it's going to be Damian and Gunther again, or who knows, because genuinely, I don't know who's going to be going for the world title at this point. I'm going to give Damian Priest versus Finn Balor 3 stars. Good average match. Or I guess 2.5 would be average. A little bit above average match, we'll say. Okay, the next match we have is Nia Jax retaining her championship, defeating Bayley in the process with a little bit of Tiffany Stratton action, you know. Had to get her out there with the little briefcase and do the little, oh my goodness, is she going to do it? She did not. She did not. Nia thought she was going to. Did the whole Undertaker sit-up and everything. But this was, once again, another match I felt like that could have been just on Raw. Honestly. Not much happened here. A little outside of the ring, inside of the ring. It was your standard match. I do like the inclusion of Tiffany Stratton, creating friction between Nia and Tiffany. But they were never really together in the first place. Like, they're not a tag team. They weren't part of a faction. They just kind of coalesced into this, like, thing. So I don't know if it's really going to work out in the end, because it seems like everybody is ready for Tiffany to be world champion, but Nia's just kind of in the way. I would give Nia Jax versus Bayley 3 stars. I'd give it 3 stars. Not the greatest match in the world. I wouldn't call it an average match, even though I said it could be on your average Raw. But it gave more than, a little more than what you would see on Raw, I guess. Next, we have Rhea Ripley defeating Liv Morgan via disqualification. Now, this was a fun match. This is like one of those matches where people may not talk about the match, but they will talk about the moment for the next 20 years. And I think we all know what moment I'm talking about. You know, Dominic opens the cage because I guess he lockpicked it or something. I think that's what they said on commentary. And then he proceeds to almost, you know, do the no-no and flop out of the cage, you know, and Rhea went over there, beat him like a piñata and everything. That was fantastic. Otherwise, this is, well, and the other thing, I should get to the other thing first. Raquel Rodriguez returned and has seemingly turned heel. Maybe joining the Judgment Day, I would assume, because she, I guess, technically helped Liv, even though Liv wound up losing the match because Rhea caused the disqualification. But anyways, this was a fantastic match. This was one I would go back and watch, definitely. I think I'm going to give this match 3.5 stars. Slightly better than the other ones. I was leaning towards a 3 just because, it does end in disqualification and we don't have a definitive winner. And it feels like this story is going to continue, whereas Damian Priest, as part of the Terror Twins against the Judgment Day, has ended. And I don't know where he fits in, if it's going to keep going or what have you. 3.5 stars. Now, we have something to get into. I'm going to talk about the next 2 matches at the same time because one was easily better than the other one. Easily. And the other one should not have been where it was on the card. I understand why it was there, but it should not have been there. Right off the rip, Drew versus Punk, 5 stars. There it is. Cody Rhodes versus Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. I don't know. It's like a 1.5 stars. Like, yay, Cody jumped off the turnbuckle and smashed him through the table. Okay, cool. Jimmy came back. Okay, cool. Ooh, The Rock is here. Okay, cool. I don't know. It's just Cody should not be here in the first place. And it feels like they just put him in so that way he can be there for Survivor Series War Games, which please do not put him in that match. Sammy before Cody, easily. Like, there should be no disputing this. Now, I do want to talk about where they were placed on the card. I understand that Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns match and Bloodline and all that had to go on last because of The Rock surprise and Jimmy coming back. But I don't care what anybody says, that Hell in the Cell match should have been the main event. They should have closed the show with CM Punk walking out. Now, is Punk the right choice to win? I don't know about that because, once again, I don't know where this is going. Is it going to be Punk versus Damian to see who fights for the world title? Seth returned also, so is Bronson Reed and Seth going to, be fighting for a spot in a world championship contender match? Who knows? But I do feel like they got everything right on the card except those 2 matches. I do honestly think the show would have been a million times better. I really do think that the whole bloodline thing going on would have better suited the show being up front. Because, everyone knows somebody's coming back. And it's like, okay, Jimmy's back. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's cool and everything. But is that it? And then, The Rock comes out for 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Doesn't say a word, pretty much. Doesn't interact with them at all. He just leaves. And it's just kind of ridiculous that Drew and Punk put on a literal 5-star match. 5 stars. And it gets upstaged by this? Really? I don't see the Bloodline storyline reaching the heights it did during when Sami Zayn was there. I could be wrong. But where it is right now, it's stale. And I hate that Cody Rhodes' championship reign is being fogged over with this whole bloodline thing. And it's literally only happening because there's no one else for Cody to face. There's no one else. I mean, there's Punk, there's Drew, but they're on the other roster. Just shift one of them over and you got a banger of a feud. Either one of them. Either one of them at all. Even Damian. Damian can go over there and they could have a banger feud. But no, we are stuck with Bloodline main event purgatory where great matches, you know, a la CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, are shoved over opening the show when it should be closing it. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe, hit the little notification bell, and I will see you next time.